What is up, everybody? It is Mike from GFO Drone and Tech Guy. Want to welcome everyone to the live stream tonight. Sent out some invitations, so hopefully we will be getting some people coming in soon. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix one thing. I gotta turn a light on real quick, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. Kind of got caught up in watching some other live streams and checking some other stuff out. And when I did, I there we go. Had to pull up my phone so I can watch all the comments and stuff. Got caught up in watching some other live streams and checking some other stuff out, and kind of lost track of time there for a second till live stream or StreamYard reminded me it was time to go live. So, couple updates. We dropped a video today. The video we dropped is about our giveaway that we're getting ready to do. So, really looking forward to that. We're going to be giving away a GFO Drone and Tech Guy logo for either a tumbler size or a window decal, whatever someone wants. So we're going to be giving that away. What else are we doing? When we hit a little bit higher numbers, probably about 300 or so, we're probably going to give away a tumbler. When we hit 1,000, we're probably going to do another giveaway. So we're going to be doing some stuff. And look, we have our first panel member. Let's welcome Mr. Art from Artco Drones.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mike? Good to see you.
Dropped a new video today, so
wonderful.
The roll of things.
Cool.
It wasn't what I originally expected, but it turned out pretty cool. So
super.
I don't know if you got to see it or not. I was gonna do a sunrise video, which haven't done one of those yet. So got everything together, woke up early, shot my little intro that I was gonna do for the video, talking about the giveaway too. Walked outside, and it was all fogged in.
Oh,
I mean, totally fogged in. I was like, oh crap. So it wasn't looking good at all. Next thing I know, I was sitting back thinking, I'm like, well, if the fog's low enough, I can punch through it, get above it, and still catch a sunrise. And
there you go. That'd be kind of cool.
What happened?
All right, awesome.
So yeah, it actually turned out a lot cooler than I thought it was going to.
Oh, cool.
So I hit about probably 250 feet, got above the fog, took it up to about 400 right there, and just sat and watched the sunrise. And then got another cool shot as I dropped it back down into the fog again and came down. So
cool.
Wasn't what I was expecting, but it turned out pretty neat.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Man, it looks like your green screen is reflecting on your face or something.
Yeah, well, it's my light over here. I got to adjust it a little bit.
Okay.
Last week it fell off. It's one of those light lamps. It's got a clamp on it, and it's like a shop lamp that's clamped onto my desk here. Well, last week I went to turn it off or something, and it fell and it broke the light. So I had to put a new light in. And it turns out it's a bit brighter than the one that I replaced it with.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, once you change the lighting a little bit, that can give you problems and grief.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe I could adjust. There we go.
You kind of look like the man in the mask there for a minute.
Yeah, it looked like that episode from Star Trek. Lights of Zatar.
Yes, sir. So what about you? Got any new videos coming out?
I put one out earlier this week where I did a product review on this. It's a little gadget that goes on your Mavic Air 2.
I remember you talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
So how did them lights work?
You know what? I didn't try the lights, but you know what? They're pretty bright for. Let's see. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, they're LEDs, so they're pretty light. But I flew it in the daytime, so you don't really need them. But this is just a little heavy because, boy, you can hear the motors just screaming because that camera picks up the audio from the motors. So you hear it, and it's really struggling.
The angry weed whacker, as I refer to it as.
When I do like a yaw, like a 360, it just starts shaking. But I just got a GoPro 5, which has anti-shake capability, where
that stabilization.
Stabilization. Where this one was a SJ Cam 4000. It's like a cheap version of the GoPro.
Okay.
The video is actually pretty good for a cheap camera.
You know, there's a cheap one from Walmart. It's a Vivitar. It's actually pretty decent. I've used that a couple times. The only thing is the audio is absolute crap.
Yeah, the audio is crap on this too. And if you get a GoPro Hero 3 Black, the audio is pretty good. But if you get a silver or white, the audio is going to be crap on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
you know, what were you saying?
Well, the Hero 5, it's probably waiting in my mailbox outside, but I'll pick it up on the way home tomorrow. Anyway, that'll probably be my main camera that I use for when I'm fishing. I'll have it on my chest mount.
Okay.
And then I'll relegate the Hero 3 Black. That'll be my underwater video camera.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That'll be really cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know, a minute ago we were talking about lights and stuff. So I found a cheap light solution that I'm probably going to pick up next week or the week after, and I'm going to show it to you real quick because I think it's pretty cool. Share, go down.
Mm-hmm.
This one was on Amazon.
Right.
If it decides to load on me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's only $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that for one or all three?
For all three.
All three for $50?
Yeah.
That's darn good. And you get those filters too?
Yep, you get the filters with it.
Oh, cool. I got this guy on eBay for
let me get back so I can actually
$17. And it's just the light. I bought the tripod separately.
Okay. I've got a couple of them little mini tripods that I use for like GoPros and stuff like that.
Right.
Them little handy cams. Unfortunately, those things are not strong enough to hold my DSLR.
Yeah, that's
and I'm not gonna trust it on there because that.
Well,
DSLR
you want to get a Gorilla Pod.
Yeah, if I got one of those, it would. The ones I got are some little cheap ones that I found somewhere, and I don't really want to risk it on like a $600 camera.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll hold off till I get a decent one. But I figured those lights, you know, share them with you guys, and that's always a really decent solution. And with those white filters that you have on there, that almost acts like a diffuser, so you won't get that really harsh light like I'm getting from some of my LEDs that I'm using. You won't get it from those, so it'll kind of diffuse it out, and then I can have a couple of them set up. And the other problem with the ones I'm having, I got these from Walmart. They're really cool. They're rechargeable LEDs. They last about 4 hours. They're 1500 lumen, which is really bright.
Yeah.
And I really liked them. The only problem is, if you run them the entire live stream and we go about 2.5 hours, they'll start to die out on me.
Yeah. That's what this will do sometimes. Yeah.
So with doing that, I figure, these are all plug in. So I can just plug them into a surge protector or something, and I won't have that
This
problem
is
anymore.
my other lamp. That's the lamp I was telling you about.
Okay. I've used a
It's
couple
like
of them before.
lamp. Yeah.
One thing you might try if that's too bright is try to design a little cage that goes over top of it.
Yeah, I might do that.
And put like a plastic over it or something. Like a clouded plastic sheet that'll act as a diffuser.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
So, I've done a lot of this video and audio for a while now, so
Right.
I picked up little tricks and tips along the way. So, you got done any flying lately?
No. The only flying I did was I think it was Saturday or Sunday when I flew this. And let's see what else do I got. Oh, I'm going to try and fly my Tiny Hawk 2 this weekend.
Okay, cool.
Video. I might try it outside. If I get out early in the morning when it's just a light breeze, then I'll try that. I'll try not to lose it. But,
yeah. Those things can get away from you quick. They aren't like our GPS drones.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at one for a minute and trying to decide whether I want to do that or I want to get another Mavic. So it's been a tough call.
Well, if you go the way I did, get the Easy Fly or the Emax, and they've got a good starter kit. And you could go with the Easy Fly, or you could just go with the Tiny Hawk 2, where you have bind and fly, and just learn how to fly. That way, you're not into a whole bunch of money into it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been looking at. The only thing is, I'm kind of one of those guys. I'm gonna go big or go home.
Yeah.
So
I got the Taranis QX7 transmitter, and that's what I use to fly the Tiny Hawk. And eventually, I'm going to be flying this guy. It's a 5-inch quad. I got it on a police auction website. Came with a battery with it. $65.
Hey, that ain't bad at all.
So I sent this off to Mitch, and he checked it out and fixed it and threw a camera on for me and flew it, and it flies fine. All I need is a decent antenna to put on here, and it came with GPS. I could throw that on here later, and I got a camera mount that I could put on right here. And when I got it, whoever built this, they had the main board on run. It was on sideways because
that's weird.
The USB port should be on the side, but they had it facing forward.
So basically, it was useless.
Well, it'll still fly. It's just that you couldn't get to put your SD card in or your USB to go in beta flight and tweak it some more. And he said the motors are good, and said, yeah, it's not a bad little drone.
Now, you gonna try to use the goggles with that, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's really hard to fly those line of sight because you'll get disoriented because you won't know which is
what kind of goggles are you gonna go with?
Well, I can fly it with the goggles that I have from Emax, but I'll eventually want to get Fat Sharks for it,
Okay.
or something comparable to Fat Sharks.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about them.
Yeah.
So.
And then if I get really into it, then I'll go digital. But that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You can start racking up some cash doing that.
Yeah.
But
with the analog, all I need is a nice little GoPro camera on it. That could be my Cinewhoop. All I need is the FPV to kind of, steer the drone around and get the footage that I want.
Yeah. That'll work out nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I've been looking at a couple of them. Just I do a lot of cinematic stuff and don't really do a lot of FPV flying. So kind of weighing out what I want to get next. I think.
Well, Cinewhoops are really evolving these days.
Oh yeah, they are. And I've seen some of these guys that their video is just as good as the video coming off my Maverick.
Well, and the thing is, you can get into places where the other drones can't go.
True.
Because these don't have sensors on it. So you got to be, pretty careful with it. You can't get too crazy about it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some guys get crazy and I've seen them really destroy them too. So that's the other reason why I've been kind of hesitant, because once again, I'm one of those go big or go home. So, I'm going to be like, hey, let's see what this thing can do, I used to have my first drone I started off on was this little, really cheap drone from Wish. It was just this $30 little piece of junk that I wanted to learn how to fly on because I didn't want to crash something that was expensive. And, that thing could do like the little rolls and stuff like that.
Right.
And, it was also one of those that if you didn't stay on the sticks, that thing was going to crash.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
I kind of got the feel of flying that way, and I used the camera a lot. I didn't have any goggles at the time, but I would fly it with the camera and stuff, and I had a blast flying that.
Right.
Got it to where I could fly it down the hall into the bedroom and back and stuff like that. So,
cool.
I started kind of doing that. So I've got a feel of it, but then I went to the DJI products and got my Mavic Pro, and basically I wanted it for the video quality and the movie making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's more, photography is more my thing.
Yeah. I started off with the Buds 3 and learned how hard that was to fly because it didn't have any stabilization, no GPS. And I flew that a few times and said, oh God, this is hard. And then I got the DJI Phantom 3 Standard. And when I flew that, I go, shit, this is easy.
Yeah.
It practically flies itself, you can let go of the sticks and it'll stay right there. And
that was my big thing about the DJI products.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then I went from there and I had a Phantom 3 Advance. That's the one I lost on the guy's roof. And then I ended up with the Mavic Air and had that for a year and a half until, well, you know what happened with that one.
Yeah, that one kind of went swimming.
Yeah, that went swimming, and the guy was nice enough to give me his Autel Evo, and that was like a huge step up from the Mavic Air. And then Ken Dono gives me the Mavic Air 2, which is like, that's a bit of step above the Autel Evo.
Yeah. And now the guys are talking about that we might be having a new Mini 2 coming out.
Yeah, the Mini 2, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think, let's see, QC Chris or QC guy.
Yeah,
he was
guy.
just talking about that on his stream that Adrian was just on. I know Adrian said something about popping in after he got done there.
Yeah.
But they were just talking about that, talking about possible price points and what kind of updates and upgrades they're going to do.
Right,
so,
right.
Like I said, hopefully they'll try to keep it about the same weight, like they were saying over there. That way, some of these other countries that have weight restrictions, it won't be a problem.
That's true.
You know, because some of these places, man, it is hard. Like compared to the U.S., it's pretty easy to get your 107 here. Whereas some of the other countries, you've got so much red tape to go through.
Yeah,
it can be frustrating.
I'm just so glad I passed my 107. I'm like, I don't have to do that for a couple more years, and maybe by then the test will be different. Maybe it won't be so, won't have to learn as much other than, mostly airspace. That's about it.
Yeah, I had been studying for my 107 for a while. And I had a couple buddies that are pilots for the military trying to help me through with some of the stuff and teach me some of the stuff. But I also have to take a test for work for hospital security. And the book is like this thick. So, yeah. So there's like 20 or 30 chapters in there. So I've kind of not been studying for my 107 and studying more for the work stuff because I need that to work. So
are you going through Remote Pilot 101?
No, actually, I'm doing it on my own because of my friends being pilots. They've kind of given me some heads up and pointers of what to study. And because they've taken these tests already. So they all have their 107s.
Okay.
So yeah, they've told me the different, how to read the maps and the MTARs and all that stuff. So
you're not taking is this your recurrent?
No, this will be my first.
Oh, well, you're going to need to learn a lot more because you're going to need to learn weather.
Yeah, the MTAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta know stuff like, all right, the density of air, and you gotta know the vector. When the temperature and
yeah,
boy.
And see, that's what these guys, because they're helicopter pilots, that's what they've been teaching me and showing me. So I figure with them guys teaching me, I kind of haven't done anything. Ron's picking on you. He said, Arco, you're cheating on Ken.
Well, so are you, Ron.
Ron, come on in if you want, man. I sent you the link.
So, all right, what's the maximum speed a drone can legally fly?
I believe it's 80 miles an hour.
87, actually.
Okay.
No,
87.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
Say it's 80.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they'll trick you and they'll throw you a question like how fast in kilometers per hour. It'll give you some choices and you'll think, ooh, and then it ends up, they want kilometers per hour. They like to throw trick questions. Okay,
Yeah,
you know what the max altitude you can fly?
400 AGL.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been studying for a little while. Reading the MTAR was actually one of the hardest ones for me because it just looked like gibberish on there.
Then you got to learn how to read the when they say they'll give you acronyms and they'll give you Zulu time and partly cloud. You got to know how to read all that stuff.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, do you know how the airspace is configured?
with the different classes, yeah. Some of them are at certain heights and levels depending on the different class space. You know,
Well,
it starts off at 200 and goes up. You know, it
think about it as an upside down
class
wedding
space,
cake.
you know,
Hey,
it starts off at 200 and goes up. You know, what's up, Brian?
Hey, Mike, Art,
How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you guys?
Good.
Good. Just sitting over here talking about 107s.
Yeah.
Do you have yours, Ryan?
I studied up for mine and just never went and took it. I kind of got discouraged.
Why?
Because of realtors not wanting to pay what I felt I was worth. I use that for instance. Had a friend of mine selling a house for one of the owners of Kmart that was in our local area, $1.8 million house. Commission was 30 grand. She had a problem paying me 350. She got
Yeah, I know a lot of those places are like that. You know, Ron, there are a lot of other things you could do with the drone to make money. I mean, don't limit yourself to just real estate because, well, I mean, you're in search and rescue or you're in EMS. Right. You get to use your drones for search and rescue. You could do, photography for, do you have friends that have classic cars or hot rods? You could get some awesome video of hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, custom motorcycles. If you get some really cool shots with your drone from that, you can make some money that way. People will say, hey, you know, that Ron guy that over there at RL Photography, he takes some awesome photos of, you know. Oh, I got the question. The maximum speed is 100 miles an hour or 87 knots.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. I know I'm not going to have a problem. I mean, I've been in aviation for 25 years. I've learned how to read weather. You know, looking at you know, aeronautical charts and stuff. I don't have a problem with that. It's just some of that little technical stuff I might have to review on, you know, to pass my 107. But I just haven't had the interest yet. I started to study, and I'm like, screw it, you know. But I'm probably going to do it though, you know.
Okay, here's a question for you. Class B is what on a map? What color are the lines?
That's the magenta.
Nope, that's Class C.
Class B. Let me think about that one.
Solid blue.
Solid. There you go.
What airspace is a dash blue?
That's the class. That'd be the Class C.
You just said Class C is solid magenta. That would be Class D.
Class D. Yeah. Again, little things like that I need to review on.
And Class E is dash magenta.
Class D is the dash magenta. Okay. Yep.
So while I got you in here, Ron, I want to pick your brain for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw my video I posted earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I step up, I was using the ND16 on there.
Right.
If I step up to a 32, is that going to cut it out enough that I'm not going to get so much where the sun just looks like a blob?
You know, one of the things, you know, I'll tell you who's really good at that is Matt North. I'll tell you what, he does some phenomenal. He's really good at his ND filters. And I noticed that the higher up that you go in your ND filters, when you have sun, like sun scenes, you get that more of that start effect.
Yep.
That's what I was getting. If you notice that in the one video.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt is, I'll tell you, he's super good at that. If you get a chance on a Friday night, join up or speak with Matt or message him or whatever. Yeah, I'll tell you, Matt's phenomenal at that. Mm-hmm. He's so good at that. And like, it almost looks like so many of his videos are like in the tripod mode. I know he has the Mavic 2 Pro now, and he's phenomenal. He's really, really good.
Yeah, he's got some pretty awesome videos.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't seem to figure it out. And like you said, when I noticed that when I went up to the ND16, I started getting that star effect around the outside.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's all about what are you looking for? What effect are you looking for? So
I just wanted something that kind of, the sun didn't look like a big, huge blob and kind of flare out.
Right.
But didn't want that star effect either. So
okay.
I didn't know if going up in the filter would cut down the blob, but now that you told me that kind of.
And a lot of times, Mike, what I'll do, I will sit there in different scenarios. I will purposely over or underexpose my video. Look at, like Chris Hope, when he does his Sunday morning sunrises, I think he underexposes. And, then those Texas sunrises that he gets over that lake are just phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
That's right.
And I think kind of this morning was kind of like that once in a lifetime thing where I was actually able to get above the fog.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I got that once when I was up at a place called Beartooth Pass. It's in Montana. It's about 8 hours west of me, and I was up between 10 and 11,000 feet, and it was so cool. I was so kind of upset with my buddies. We were on a motorcycle trip together, and they were kind of being like a bump on a log, and they were like, "Oh no, we're just going to stay at the hotel." And I took a little bit of a risk. We're sitting in a place called Red Lodge, Montana. And we're sitting at an altitude somewhere around 4,500, 5,000 feet. And I'm like, screw it, I'm going up. And I started to go up the mountain. And it was the whole ride was only about 15 miles away. But by the time I got to the top, I was up between 11 and 12,000 feet. But I actually started going up through the clouds. And I actually have a video on my channel going up through there, and I couldn't see 20 feet in front of me.
Oh, wow.
But then I actually broke up through. And when I get up top, I'm standing there, and these clouds are hitting me right at my ankles. I'm standing there about 11,500, something like that. It was just cool as heck. And, if you go back about a year or so ago on my channel, yeah.
I'm going to have to go look for that one. That one sounds really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. I'm standing there. It's like I got these clouds coming right at my ankles, my knees, at that level. And I'm standing on the edge of a cliff that had 1,000-foot drop off. It was cool. Yeah,
I bet that just sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, see where you are, you just get all that beautiful scenery out there.
I do, man. I got to living in Pennsylvania, the East Coast, most of my life, and I'm very fortunate, where I live now. I mean, so many people pay to come out and visit here and vacation here and do tourism here. And like, I live here. And I went out, on a motorcycle ride a couple weekends ago with my girlfriend, and we went up to a place called Needles Highway. And actually, I think there's a video on there too. I have on there, but it's just these rock formations that looks like you're riding through outer space. The rock formations are just phenomenal. It's not far up from Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful area that I live in. I really enjoy it.
Cool.
You talk about everyone paying to come there. We laugh because everyone pays to go down to the swamp park and ride through the swamp on airboats.
Yeah.
Like,
What state you in, Mike?
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
I'm literally right on the edge of the Okefenokee Swamp.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, in fact, we've had gators right all around where we are.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of town, actually. The hospital is on one side of this canal. The YMCA with the playground on the back of it is on the other side of the canal.
Right.
And one of our friends lives on the canal, and their pit bull went missing.
Oops.
And we went back there looking, and there was some really big slides back there.
Oops.
So we're guessing that's where the pit bull went.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I've got pictures and stuff of literally. How far is the swamp park? 5 miles from the house. Swamp park's about 5 miles from my house. I have pictures of 9-foot gators chilling in the parking lot of the swamp park right down the road from the house.
Yeah. I had my hunter on Monday, Tuesday. He came from Michigan. I guide for an outfitter in Wyoming. He had some phenomenal stories. And that's one thing I just love about that job. I kind of call it a job, but it's because it's so much fun. I get
a dream job right there.
Oh, dude. But this guy, he was telling me about his adventures I think it was down in Georgia and Florida, if I remember right, with a fishing pole. They're catching gators.
That would be Florida.
Yeah. And
they have to hook them with a treble.
Yeah.
Get them on the line.
Yeah.
And then I think they have to use a bang stick.
Yeah. He gets them up.
That's the way the laws in Florida work.
500 pounds. I'm like, yeah. Phenomenal. It's just like unreal. He was showing me pictures and stuff. This one he reeled in, it was a 450-pound gator. Like, how do you I was complaining and struggling with a 90-pound halibut up in Alaska. Like, how do you bring in a 500-pound gator?
Yeah, those guys have to use like really heavy-duty deep sea reels and all that stuff just to get them up to close to the boat.
Yeah, there's some pictures for you, Art.
Yeah.
When gator. Where I grew up on the Texas-Louisiana border there, they would hang the bait from a tree on a shark hook.
Yeah.
With like 550 cord.
Okay.
And I've seen some of them where they pull them shark hooks straight. Yeah. Think about the force required to pull a shark hook straight.
Wow.
Yeah. How do they say it like on Forrest Gump? I don't claim to be a smart man, but I'm not going to mess with a 500-pound gator. Yeah.
Yeah. We got some big ones down here. We also got some big cats. Hey, this will be right up your alley. We got a bear on the trail cam out at the hunting club.
Yeah.
It's probably about 4.5 foot standing on all fours.
Really? There's a guy down in the Florida Everglades. The name of his channel is what is it? Something about trail cam. Something I forget what it is. But this guy, anyhow, he lives around the Florida Everglades, and he goes out and he sends his trail cams. He sets the trail cams up down in the Everglades. He'll leave them out there 2, 3, 4 weeks, and he goes out and he films himself going out and picking them out. And then he shows the footage. He's getting what they call panthers. You guys call them panthers down there, or we call them mountain lions up here. He gets bears, turkey, deer, pigs, all kinds of critters.
Probably get some big old pythons too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, have you guys seen that video where there's a bear where he's scratching his back on this fence and he grabs this bungee cord and the thing snapped and got him in the
I've seen that.
He just takes one hilarious step, falls right over and he's rolling. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, it's actually a piece of rubber hose that he gets a hold of, and that rubber hose snaps off and just catches her right in the manhood.
Yeah, the bear just took.
You haven't seen that one, Ron?
Fell down and rolling like, oh.
I think it was somewhere down here in Georgia or Florida somewhere. So, like Art said, this bear's leaning up against this wood post, doing this, scratching, and he grabs a hold of this rubber hose that's connected to like a water trough or something there, pulls it out, and as he's pulling it, it just snaps free, and it just right there, right in the junk. And man, he hits the dirt.
Oh, I'm waiting this year, this spring. I'm gonna make it a point to go to Tetons National Park and probably Glacier in Yellowstone. Well, one small section in Yellowstone. But I tell you, there's a website or on Facebook that I belong to. It's actually a section of Facebook I belong to. It's called Wyoming Through the Lens. And you have to join and be accepted by the moderator. But it's only photography that is in Wyoming. Okay. And I'll tell you what, some of these guys are getting some phenomenal photos of Wyoming. And some of the grizzly and the cubs and stuff that they're getting are just, man, they're like, I'm so jealous. Yeah. It's really cool. So
did you see the video from Droning Veteran, the last one he posted? Either one of y'all follow him?
I know who he is, but I'll have to start checking stuff out.
He posted this one. He's flying around. He comes down in low, and there's just this huge deer, like right in front of his car almost. And he kind of sees it, and I guess he sees it and stops. And deer stands there for a minute and then hauls ass into the woods. And just huge old deer. That was really cool to see.
There's one, if you go on YouTube and if you go or do a search on grizzly kills bull elk in Yellowstone. This was back the last 3 or 4 days of September. It was only about a week and a half ago. I think he was chasing him, but the elk came down off a hill and then jumped into the Yellowstone River. Then this grizzly comes in. It's like,
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
He comes in and grizzly swimming after this. This elk thought, hey, I'm in the water. I'm free and clear. And this grizzly was hot on his trail. What they don't realize, I think, with a lot of people and other animals don't realize the endurance that they have. They can run an average speed of about 25 to 30 miles an hour and nonstop.
Yeah.
Where other animals like poop out soon, they don't. And they can keep on you. But he went in and got a hold of this elk. And it's kind of sad in a way, but it is Mother Nature. But he kept biting him in the spine. And I think he finally paralyzed this elk. And then it just lost all sensation. It kept falling over and he drowned him. And then he pulled him into shore. And this guy that was videotaping this, he must have sat there for like 2 days, 3 days. And then he filmed another grizzly coming in, wanting to come in and trying to get, his take on the elk. Well, then the two grizzlies went at it.
Oh, snap.
Oh, it was some good footage.
I bet.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. When I was there in March, this is when the whole coronavirus thing started.
Yeah.
I was starting to get the shits of my job. And I'm like, I need a break. I need out of here. So instead of going home, this one after I get off a rotation, like I got to be back in 5 days. I'm like, I don't want to go home. I'm going to go somewhere. So I went to the north entrance of Yellowstone, town called Gardner. There's about 5 different entrances to Yellowstone. and the north entrance is Gardner. And got a cheap hotel, $79 a night. Stayed there and went in every morning right at daybreak. And I went in the one morning, and anytime you go into Yellowstone, if you see a bunch of cars pulling over, stop. Somebody's looking at something.
Yeah.
And I looked down there and I saw a whole pack of coyotes down there. And so I pull over, and there was about 6 or 8 cars sitting there. And I started talking to the one guy who was really nice. And I started chatting with him, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're photographing these coyotes." And he was telling me that group there ended up being like 8 or 10 people that day, but a bunch of locals. They all know each other. They spend more money on their camera equipment than they do their homes. They live in like these crappy little houses, but they got thousands of dollars of camera equipment.
Yeah.
You know, but they were telling me it's in an area called Blacktail Plateau. And what that is a pathway from Gardner, which is the north entrance, to the northeast entrance, which is Cook City. But it's an area where the bison in the spring, they migrate from the Gardner area to the northeast. And it's kind of a hill coming down and a hill on the other side, and then there's this plateau. And these bison always travel this same route. Well, not this past summer, but the year before, we had a lot of rain, lot of rain. And which is unusual for here, but apparently it happens every 4 or 5 years. And that whole area got flooded. Well, the water did not recede. And come later in the fall, in the winter, it all froze. So now they have this frozen water in this plateau. Well, these bison were coming down in the spring to migrate down to the northeast, and the ice was starting to melt, and they were falling through the ice, and they were drowning. And what happened there is this one bison, actually 2 different ones, came down, they fell through the ice, they couldn't get out, and they drowned. Well, that brought the grizzlies in. And the one, matter of fact, you look at my channel, there's one called Springtime in Yellowstone. And the one guy I was talking to, I met, his name is Bob Landis. He, for a number of years, was one of the top photographers for Discovery Channel and National Geographic.
Wow.
And he was sitting there with his camera that made all of us drool. The lens alone on his camera was $70,000. The lens alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good God.
But he actually showed me footage. He played back some footage for me. He was down in the other end of the valley the day before. He was filming 12 wolves that were chasing down an elk. And the footage was just, dude, it was epic.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, it's sad in one way, but it's Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's the circle of life.
Yeah, it was. But it was about 9-10 o'clock in the morning when I met up with those guys. And I sat there for the afternoon, never did see the grizzly the rest of the day. But the next morning, they told me to get back in here before daylight tomorrow morning. He'll be back tonight. I come back in. I was there at 5:30 in the morning, still dark. There was still a little bit of snow on the ground because it was in late March. And I looked down. It was only like 200 yards in front of me, but I could see that hole where the bison was, and I could see this dark object out in front. And then as it started to get light, a little more light, I'm like, oh, look at that grizzly. He had pulled that 2,000-pound bison out of the water, and then when he was done eating, he'd push him back in. He didn't want anybody else to get around it. All these coyotes were all sitting around. The ravens, the magpie birds were all sitting around. And it was funny as hell. As a matter of fact, I could probably share that with you, Mike.
Okay, cool.
Let me find it first. I'll share it, Mike. It's actually pretty cool.
You know me, Ron. I love photography. That's like one of the main reasons I got into drones.
Right. You're not monetized, are you, Mike?
No, I'm not. Heck, dude, I just finally broke 83 subscribers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even close to that yet.
I don't want to take up your time here, but
oh no, you're good. I'm kind of. Adrian said he was supposed to join us. He was in there talking to QC guy.
Oh,
because of that fiasco the other night.
I was watching a little bit of that. Here, I'll hit the share screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's right up. It's right in there. Yeah, way down.
All right. Let me know, Mike. Can you see my full screen here?
Yeah, I can.
Blow it up some more. Yeah.
This is the video. Whoa.
Okay, what'd you do?
There we go. These bison
fluffy cows. Cool.
Hello.
Yep.
Cut this pair of eagles.
Wow.
There he is. It's about an 800-pound grizzly.
That's a big boy right there.
Yeah, he is. Watch this coyote go after these ravens in slow-mo.
He wasn't having any of that.
No. You see all these coyotes surrounding that grizzly? They're waiting. They know he knows where the food's at.
Yeah.
But they keep their distance.
Yeah, they ain't getting close to that one.
No. He's just rolling on his back. As happy as can be.
Like a big old teddy bear.
Yeah, yeah.
So the real question was, how hard was it for you not to want to go hunting?
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, I gotta get going. I gotta get ready to go to bed here.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me. It was fun. And I had a great time.
Oh, shoot. Oops, sorry.
Ron, it's good to see you. Take care. I'll catch you next time. And don't forget, Saturday.
I'll come check you out.
I will be on the road Saturday. Art, don't take it personally, but you might not see me much in the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
It's kind of odd that I'm actually home. I leave tomorrow for work for 1 day, and then I'm over in Wyoming for 2 weeks.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, guiding.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've taken a bunch of time off of my full-time job, but I'm using vacation time, but I'm guiding. So I'm kind of double dipping, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, take care and good luck on your hunting trip or your guiding trip, and wish you much success.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bring us some food and some great pits.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Take care, Mike.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Art.
Hey, Ron, dude, were you in here earlier when I showed him the new lighting I was looking at for doing the live streams?
No,
No? Let me show you real quick. This is what I'm thinking about doing, and with your photography background, you can give me some thoughts on it. These right here.
Okay.
They come with the 3 lights, all the lenses, diffusers, and stuff, and they are adjustable, so you can brighten them and dim them.
Okay.
And it's $50 for all 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad. How does that include just the lights, or does that include those monopods too?
It includes everything in that picture.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's it was on Amazon.
Wow.
So that's the ones I'm thinking about picking up.
I got where did I pick that up? At Walmart, I think. I bought this, I think it was like 10 or 12 bucks. This what they call it, like a selfie kit or a vlogging kit.
Okay.
But it came with this little adapter. You can put a flash on the top. It actually has an adapter for your phone, for your camera. But it came with this little light. And this little bugger is like abusively bright. Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
That thing is.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
For being so tiny.
Yeah.
See, what I started using for mine, because it's really dark in the room I'm in, I got those little rechargeable floodlights that last about 4 hours.
Right.
And they're LED. And they seem to work pretty good.
But you actually look very well balanced right now as far as your lighting. Your background and your foreground and whatnot. You look pretty well balanced.
Well, that also helps that I'm using my DSLR camera as a webcam too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm using my Canon SL2 as a webcam.
Right.
So that's a new feature that Canon included with their software that they have.
Right.
So I can actually use that to stream on my webcam. So I just run a USB line out, plug it into my laptop, and go from there.
Okay.
So I could use the mini HDMI too, but I don't have the mini HDMI to the, what is it, P plus connector.
Right.
So thought Adrian said he was coming by, but I'm guessing he's still over in that stream.
Where was he at?
He was over on QC guy, Chris.
Oh, is that the guy that was kind of potty mouthing him the other night?
Actually, okay, so we'll go through the story here. That wasn't him. he didn't say anything bad about Adrian. He was actually talking bad about Jaybird.
Oh, yeah.
And then what had happened was Jaybird made up a fake account called QC Homo or something like that. Okay. I guess Ron clicked on something. Alrighty, guys. I guess until Ron comes back, or if he doesn't, we'll talk about my other plan that I have for my Mavic. I know in a couple of the other streams on a couple of the other channels, I was talking to guys about I wasn't getting I wasn't getting the same reception that I had when I initially got it. So what I think I'm going to do is I've been looking at some of the parabolic. Oh, there he is. So what I think I'm going to do is I've been looking at some of the. Guessing you clicked on the wrong thing?
I did, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I started talking about, I think I'm going to try out the parabolic for my antennas.
Right.
Because for some reason around here, the only thing that's changed is they put some high tension lines about a quarter mile away. I don't seem to be getting the range out of my Mavic Pro anymore.
You know, Dan from Drone Worship, we had a discussion, I guess about 6 months ago, and it was in regards to the older technology. And again, I'm not trying to downsize what you have, but like the Mavic 1.
Yeah, that's what I have.
The Mavic 2.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, and I feel stupid that I can't remember the name, but it was in reference to the GPS satellites and what the newer drones are designed to pick up. But there's a website you can actually test what satellites you're picking up.
Okay.
And
I'm still getting like 16 satellites.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that means 16 is great.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm still getting an average between 12 to 16 satellites.
That's good.
Yeah. Which is, I don't see why. Like before, I used to be able to fly from my house over to the fairgrounds.
Right.
And now I get about 3/4 of the way there, and I'm starting to lose signal. I'm starting to my camera, that would be, I guess that would be the FPV part of it. I'm not starting to be the video starting to cut out. It's just weird. So I don't know if those lines are putting off that much electromagnetic or what it is.
Very well could be. Are you and again, I'm not trying to
Oh no, I know my drone is old compared to the newer ones.
Right,
I know that for a fact.
Where are you putting your antennas? Are you adjusting them?
Yeah, I try to adjust them to keep them straight up and down to
right. Yeah,
the drone.
Yep. That very well could be.
So
you said the power lines are new?
Yeah, they put them up probably in the last year.
Okay.
So
very well could be, Mike. Very well. Yeah.
Because they weren't there when I first got my drone.
Right. Okay.
So, but the other thing is when I fly the opposite direction away from it, I'm still kind of getting those same problems.
Wow.
So, somebody else had reading through the DJI forums, they had said something about going into the application on the computer, downgrading your software and re-upgrading it. That might fix the problem if something didn't install correctly. So I'm going to try that. They also said get a shorter FireWire cable to make sure my cable isn't starting to degrade over time. So I'm going to try a couple little things like that. And then I also thought, the parabolic little antenna extenders are only like $10. So
yeah, they're not. And they do it. It's basically a piece of plastic with tinfoil inside of it that kind of reflects your signal.
Kind of like a satellite dish.
Yeah, exactly.
So I figured I'd give that a shot. Now I know Adrian said he's gonna do some range. He just dropped a video, said he's gonna do some range tests with without the parabolic, with the parabolic, and then the little antenna extenders that slide over the top and have like all the little metal points in there. I forget what they're called. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that too.
Yeah. But well, how's your channel going for you, Mike?
Well, last week I hopped up about 10 subscribers, so I'm happy with that.
Okay.
You know, things kind of dropped off when I got COVID.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When I got there, I was out for about 2 weeks of where I just had zero energy, didn't go outside, didn't fly, nothing. And then as soon as I got over being sick, they changed my schedule at work. So I went from being, I kind of got a promotion while I was at it. I went from being transport to full-time security. So, which is kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. So I'm not upset about that at all. The only problem with that is I'm working a swing shift, a day shift, a swing shift, and then 2 overnights in 1 week. So my sleeping schedule's been really jacked up. So I'm kind of falling into sync with it.
4-hour shifts.
8-hour shifts.
Okay.
Like I'll work 2 to 10, get off at 10, come back in at 6, work till 2, go back in the next day at 2 and work till 10. And then I'll work 2 10 to 6s.
Yeah.
So yeah, my sleeping schedule's been all over the map. Mm-hmm. And then we have a guy that's out right now. So last week I worked on my day off to help cover for him, pick up the overtime. So that always works as long as, Uncle Sam doesn't kill me in taxes afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
And we got Adrian decided to join us.
Ron, don't make me pull him out, Ron. Come on now. Ron, yours a water pistol. These are real. Don't make me, dude. Please. I've been good the whole night. Don't make me, please.
You good? I'm surprised.
Anyway, what's going on, fellas?
Nothing much. Just sitting back, kind of shooting the shit tonight.
How is Adrian Mateo Drones tonight?
It's Adrian Mateo Drones.
You did that totally backwards.
Watch this.
Hot. Hey, by the way, you did that totally backwards.
Yeah, you did backwards.
Because the way the camera, hold on. There you go.
There you go.
Drones.
Uh-huh.
Hot. Okay. Ron, I got a beef with your hat. I really do. I can't stand that bent shit. It drives me nuts.
Hold on. Let me
you too, Mike. That pisses me off. It drives me nuts.
There we go. That way.
I can't stand it. It is crappy. I hate it.
Always picking on a man's hat.
Because your hat looks crappy compared to this lovely, beautiful, straight, pristine. It looks like I just ironed it. You know what I mean? It looks like I just iron on. I just, took it in the head.
You see, your dad was a YouTube celebrity tonight.
My dad.
Yeah, your dad, Chris. Chris.
Yeah.
Oh God! Where's he at? Was he
on Ken Heron? He was like a movie star in Ken Heron tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Well, I was actually at a QC guy channel talking to him because, excuse me, we actually got in contact with him. I got in contact with him today, and then he hit me back, and we spoke on the phone. So he's invited me to his channel, and I appreciate that. But anyway, that's where I was for a little while. So Mike, I didn't mean to go that long. It was supposed to be only 1 hour, but it went on just a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's all good, man. I know you had to get all that straightened out.
I had to get all that straightened out. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm pretty
like you said, you know, he said something about he hoped I wasn't mad at him. I was like, hey, I found your channel because of it. So,
you know, it's actually taken care of, Ron. It was, and I think he finally got the point of the reason why people not really fucking with him. You know what I mean? It went from almost 700 to almost 8 down to freaking like 620, 630, something like that with subscribers. Like, you can't keep going on that way, man. And you know what I'm talking about? Jay Turd. I'm not even going to say Jay Bird. Because Jay Turd sounds more appealing.
That kid, you know, well, you know, I have my little beef with him.
Yeah.
And don't fuck with me too much because I traveled once 1,500 miles to search somebody out. And when I walked into their work and met them face to face, they had no clue who I was. Did I ever tell you that story?
No, but that sounds really interesting.
It's good.
Hey, listen, Mike, can you imagine? I'm in the freaking cubicle taking a call. Thank you for calling. And next thing you know, I look and I'm like, can you hold on for 1 second? Hey, who's this?
Yeah. Girl I was dating for 4 years in California. Her ex-husband was starting to stalk her again, and it became a problem. So her nephew, who became a brand new Sacramento cop, he would not, he was being cautious, like, Ron, I can't tell you where he lives, but I can tell you where he works. So the guy worked
I see what that is going to.
Yeah. So the guy worked in an Audi car dealership selling Audis. Audis are not cheap cars.
No, they're expensive.
So I put on a nice pair of Dockers, real nice polo shirt. I come walking into this dealership, and a guy met me in the showroom, and I said, "Yeah, I'm looking for a guy by the name of Tim. Does he work here in the showroom?" "Oh yeah, that's Tim over here." So, thank you very much. So I walked over and I actually shook his hand. I said, "How you doing?" I said, "Are you Tim?" He goes, "Yes, I am." I said, "Well, long story." I said, "But I was referred a friend of a friend of a friend. Don't ask me the details, but I was told you're the man to see." "Okay, well, how can I help you?" So I said, "Well, I was looking at this particular model. I forget what Audi model it was. And I sat there with this guy for over half an hour and talked to him about this car. And then I'm sitting there thinking, shit, how and when do I tell him why I'm really here? This guy had no fucking clue who I was. So finally, and then he asked me to take it for a test drive. I'm like, oh shit, in my luck, I'll wreck this damn thing. You know? So I'm like, no. He says, well, Ron, he goes, what's it going to take? What's it going to take to get you in this car today? I'm like, oh, there's my cue.
Yeah, right. Typical salesperson. Okay.
Yeah. So I said, Tim, I'm going to be honest with you, buddy. I'm not here to buy a car. And the guy's eyes got like this big. I said, but I am here to meet you. And he had the most scared look on his face. I said, word around the campfire is that you've been stalking Michelle. I said, I'm the man in her life right now. I said, this shit needs to stop. I said, do we need to have a further conversation on this? And his eyes said, were about this big. He goes, no. I said, I didn't think so. I said, Tim, I said, it was really nice to meet you. I know where to find you. I know what you look like. I said, you take care. I said, you have a really nice day, and we'll be seeing you now. I said nothing threatening, nothing at all, but I turned around and walked away, but the stalking stopped immediately. This poor bastard had no idea. I walked in there and played him for over half an hour. I was in there to buy a car. But
that's great.
1,500 miles I traveled to meet this man. Yeah, don't fuck with me. Paramedics are nobody to mess with.
Like I said, Mike, Ron, I would be that one in the goddamn cubicle, just be like, like you coming to work, man. Who the fucking thing? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Hey, because it happened. There's a lot of crazy people out there. You know what I mean?
There is, man.
And the thing is that, man, man, my hats to you. Like I traveled that far to set that motherfucker straight. It had to be done because if you would have never done that, he would not stop or get the hint. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to slap somebody in the fucking face and be like, dude, this shit stops now.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
She had no idea I did it. I never told her to this day. But
wow.
Yeah.
And like you said, you don't mess with paramedics because they're the ones that put they pick the size gauge needles that go in you.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, do me a favor. Do the finger thing again. Hey, and if you don't quit, that needle might go somewhere where you didn't even expect it.
I told a guy. Here's another funny story. I was working as a paramedic in what I call a knife and gun club, town called Chester, Pennsylvania. One of the most dangerous.
Exactly where that is.
Oh, you know where Chester is? Yeah,
I have a cousin that lives there.
Yeah, it's a knife and gun club.
Actually, that's where Dan Margera's from.
We got called to the jailhouse one day at the police station, and this guy, apparently they brought him in. He was beating the shit out of all these cops, and took like 6 cops to apprehend him. They end up macing the shit out of this guy in the jail cell. They get him in there, and he's like, okay, fuck all you guys. I'm going to commit suicide. And there's a paper towel dispenser in the jail cell. He starts eating paper towels. He looked like a giant chipmunk. He had so much paper towels in his mouth. His cheeks were like out to here. So they call us for a choking victim. Okay. We get there. We pull up in front of the police station, and there was a cop on the side of the building that waved us over and said, come down this way. So we come down the alley, and there was a cop there, and he let us in the door where all the holding cells were. This poor bastard was walking around with looking like a big chubby chipmunk with his cheeks full of paper towels. And they said he was trying to suffocate himself or whatever. I'm like, okay. I said, I looked, and the one lieutenant, I said, can you get me a chair? I said, well, hold on, get me 2 chairs. One for my partner. I want to be polite. He looks at me like, what the fuck? He gets me 2 chairs, and he brings them out, and I set them down in front of the jail cell, in front of the jail, or the cell. Told my partner, I said, have a seat. So I sit down beside her. I look at the dude, and I'm like, all right, man, here's the deal. They called us for you. And I said, it's 3:15. I just come on duty 15 minutes ago. And I said, I'm on till 11 o'clock tonight. At some point, you're going to suffocate yourself and you're going to pass out. And when you wake up, you're not going to like what you find. I said, I'm going to put some things in places that you've never heard of, and maybe some places I've never heard of. But I guarantee you, when you wake up, you ain't going to like what you see or feel. This poor bastard, he spits out all these paper towels. He realizes, like, I don't want to fuck with this guy.
Well, see, I don't want to cut you, but I could just imagine Ron on the chair, like.
I was sitting back, and these cops are looking at me. We called you for help.
But see, because this is the thing, Ron. If I was that guy, I would probably expect you to be going like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Screaming. But the fact that you sat down and you were so calm, that was scaring me too. I like, this guy's not fucking playing. He really is gonna put something where the sun don't shine. I'm not fucking with this dude.
It was 3:15. I said, I have 7 hours and 45 minutes left of my shift. You're going to pass out. And you ain't going to like when you wake back up.
That's awesome.
Don't fuck with me.
So you telling me that reminds me of a police officer I used to work with. Guy's standing on the overpass saying he's going to jump. It's coming up to the end of this officer's shift. And he looks at him. He goes, all right. He's like, you got a couple options here. He said, you can jump, I can push you, or you can get down. He said, either way, he said, I got to write paperwork. He goes, and we're coming up to the end of my shift, and I need to get this paperwork done so I can get off and go home. What's it going to be? Guy climbed up over the side and decided he didn't want to jump anymore.
Hold on. What was the option again? He said, jump. I'm going to push you.
The officer would push him, or he could come down. Because the officer,
situation where
this sergeant had been up there with him for like 3 hours trying to talk him down.
My partner, his dad was a psychologist, and he figured he'd use some reverse psychology. He's, well, go ahead and jump. Death's your only friend. The poor fucker jumped. He's like, oop.
That backfired.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
He said,
he goes, my partner, he was a hardcore dude. He was like, Ron, watch this. I'll use some of my dad's reverse psychology. All right, motherfucker, go ahead and jump. That's your only friend. All of a sudden, like 3 seconds later, the dude jumped. I'm like, he goes, uh-oh. Wrong thing to say. This poor bastard splattered all over the sidewalk. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a lot of paperwork.
Oh god.
Oh damn.
Holy man.
It's been a fun career, man.
Now see,
I think about on just some of the stuff I've seen in the 2 years at this hospital that I've been in, not counting working at the police department and everything else, just the stuff I've seen in the last couple of years at this hospital. You just don't know.
Yeah. I gotta be serious, Mike. In the 25 years I've been in, I'll tell you, the one that bothered me the most was 9/11. I actually have a PowerPoint presentation. A lot of you guys don't know this, but I have a PowerPoint presentation. I was at the World Trade Centers the whole second week of the recovery efforts.
Question. I don't mean to cut you off. Question, Ron. So you were part of the 9/11 recovery and stuff. You know what? I've seen there was something on Netflix, or I believe it's on Prime Video that I was watching about that. And you know what I mean? Dude, and every time I look at it, man, Ron and Mike, dude, that shit just puts freaking goosebumps on me, man. Like, dude, man, I don't even want to imagine. You know what I mean?
To this day,
I'm gonna show I'm the youngest one of the bunch, but that was my senior year of high school. I was in New Jersey, about 120 miles from when it happened.
Wow.
And I remember sitting there just watching it unfold and just.
Guys, I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
Jesus.
That's actually what motivated me to join the military.
Oh, you were in the military, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for your service, sir.
Hey, just doing a job that I love to do. I'd go back if they told me I could leave tomorrow. I'd go back in a heartbeat.
Really? My boss was how I got involved in that was, believe it or not, on 9/10. This is the honest God truth. On 9/10, we actually had a contract with one of the big trauma centers in Philadelphia called Thomas Jefferson, and
I've actually been there a couple times.
Jefferson? Really?
Yeah, I went to. I lived in New Jersey, worked in Atlantic City with the housing authority there with the police department. So I know that area quite well.
Yeah. So we had a contract with them. So any patients going in or out of there, we actually had first call for helicopter transports. They have their own flight service now, but back then, but anyhow, they had an executive in New York City that I'm trying to remember what the hell happened to him. Some kind of injury, but he wanted to be brought back to Jefferson. So they called us. We flew up to New York City. We land right on the Hudson River, right on 60th Street helipad. We go into, I think it was Presbyterian, picked him up and brought him back to Philly. But when you go into New York City, they had a strict rule as far as the flight plan that how you had to fly along the Hudson and as far as helicopters. But you went right by the World Trade Center. And I remember on 9/10 flying by the World Trade Center. And
wow.
We brought this guy into Philly, dropped him off, and then came home. I lived about 45 miles to I guess it would be to the northeast or northwest of Philly.
Okay.
We got back, I don't know, about 2 a.m. and finished up our paperwork, did our thing, and I kind of caught a little cat nap. About 6 a.m., phone rings in the office. It's my relief that's supposed to come in at 7 a.m. I'm sick. Oh, fuck. I'm like, all right, I can't come in. So I get on the phone with all the full-timers, all the part-timers. Can anybody cover day shift? Nobody can cover. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, all right, I could use the extra money. I'll work a double shift. So there I was, 7 o'clock, no coverage. So I'm working day shift on 9/11. And it was when the whole thing with the World Trade Centers being hit, my boss was our program director and he was also the lead pilot. And he was one of those bosses that when he told you something, you didn't second guess it. You didn't ask why. What do you mean do this, do that? You just did it.
Yeah.
He comes upstairs, Ron, I need you and Debbie to empty the aircraft, push it outside. The fuck for? I'm sitting there thinking, the hell for? Every aircraft in the nation is grounded. He goes, Ron, do it. Okay. So my partner Deb and I, we go downstairs, get in the helicopter. We strip every piece of equipment out of there, bone dry. And for weight reasons, obviously. And it's sitting on a dolly, and the dolly, we had a tractor. We pushed the helicopter in and out of the hangar. So we pushed it out. I tapped on his door downstairs, said, aircraft's outside, it's empty. I'm going back upstairs. I'm staying out of your way. So I go back upstairs. An hour later, he goes back up. He goes, I need both of you to listen to me. He goes, we've been requested to go to the Pentagon. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, we're flying to New Jersey. We are picking up medical supplies and we're going to the Pentagon. And he said, I need, how do you say, I need or want at least one of you to go with me. My partner, Deb, was a little bit of a scaredy cat. So she looks at me and I said, Glenn, I'll go. And so we went to Burlington, New Jersey, some medical supply place in Burlington, picked up these boxes of supplies and flew it to the Pentagon.
Wow.
And I've got pictures here. I'm trying to find them on my phone to show you. But dude, it was some creepy shit, man.
I bet.
Um,
That whole, I don't know, I don't know if you want to call it a that whole day. I mean, I remember my dad and several others talking about, when JFK was killed and stuff like that, how that was like a huge moment in our nation and impacted their lives massively. But I think 9/11 was ours.
Yeah. Here's one. This is a picture of us landing on the front lawn of the Pentagon.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I have another photo of us about a quarter mile out. How's it at? Can't seem to find it.
Yeah, like literally about a week after 9/11, I was 18 years old, walked into the recruiter's office. I said, this is when I finished high school. How soon can I leave? And I left right after that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I remember, Mike, my last night there. Oh, I'll never forget. About 4:30 in the morning, they found the guy. And when I was there, it was 99% recovery. There was no hope at that point of finding anyone alive.
Yeah.
And
dust, the debris.
Yeah. And the only reason I was there was through my boss. He was on what they call what they call a CISM team. It's a critical incident stress debriefing team. Okay. And I had asked him about 2 or 3 weeks before that. I'm like, how do you get into this? And I was asking myself, is this something I would want to do? And he said, well, the next time we have an incident in the county, you can come along with us and see if it's something that you would want to do. And basically what they do is it's a team in the county that has if you have a police department, a fire, ambulance, whatever, that has some kind of a really bad call or something that happened to one of their own, where it really affects the whole department. You go in there as a team, you sit down with everybody and say, hey, spill your guts, man. Talk to us. And that's what they're there for. And they had
get it off your chest.
Yeah, they have other teams up there, but we were just one of many that got asked to come up.
What's up, Chris?
I ended up helping to dig more than run around talking to people. And
what's up, Jim?
The last night I was there, I'll never forget this, Mike, as long as I live. It was the hardest point of my career. It was about 5:36 in the morning. They had found this guy. When they finally got all the weight off of him, they had a ramp set up in between Tower 1 and Tower 2 that it was like a dirt ramp that went down over to the Port Authority, and they put bodies on the barges, and they took them over across the river over to a temporary morgue. And we found this guy, big dude. And it's kind of hard to explain, but when you think about what they call third spacing, in other words, pushing your body fluids from one area to another.
Yeah.
This guy's arms, Mike, were freaking huge. His hands were like 3 times its size. And when they got the last of the weight off of this guy, you literally saw his hands starting to open up slowly. And I looked, because this guy alive. but his hand was opening up. And what it was the body fluid inside of him was starting to move back to the areas that weren't compressed by weight.
Yeah.
And when his hand opened up, there was a little kid's hand inside of his. That's all there was. Where the rest of that kid was, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Dude, that freaking hit home with me, and I'm like, fuck. You know, I'll never forget that moment. And I'm like, shit, I leave tomorrow. I'm ready to go home. I, hands down, kudos, respect for some of those cops, medics, firemen that stayed there for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Man, my hat's off to them guys, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. But just that moment, you know, in my career, I'm like, shit, I've been through some nasty shit, but that one there hit me, you know. Yeah.
I think no matter what you do, whether it's the military, law enforcement, medic, everybody has that one moment that they'll never forget.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we get on that subject, but
yeah. Well, I definitely thank you for your time spent over there.
It was interesting, but it was, sometime I'll transfer the PowerPoint off my laptop or off my, it's on my laptop. I'll bring it onto my Mac. I'll share it with you guys. It's pretty phenomenal.
Awesome.
You'd be shocked, man.
Oh yeah.
The views inside of the World Trade Center. I mean, standing inside the buildings and looking to see what's left. It was incredible. Yeah. Red Cross. Oh my God, they took so good care of us. I actually ate really well the whole week. We had good food. But I think the other hardest part was when, even though you were busy working, you almost had a guilt feeling of if you stopped and you turned around to some of the taped off areas where all the family members and stuff were all standing there staring at you. Like, what are you doing stopping? Keep working, keep digging.
Yeah.
It gave you that adrenaline rush to keep going. I mean, some of our shifts were 12, 14, 18-hour shifts, just going nonstop. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, that's, the adrenaline thing you talk about. I totally experienced that when I was in the military. We'd be out doing something, and then you realize, hey, I've been up for like 2 days straight.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I would not want to experience that again. That was
and you know what's sad is most of America's forgot about that by now.
They have. The sad part is, I have a friend in the airlines right now, and he said right now, even the airports have their pants down right now. It's not a matter of when, or not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we get hit again.
Yeah.
We got our pants down. He talks about, he's a pilot with one of the major airlines, and he comes into work and he sees some of the security breaches of so-called employees coming into work or posing to come into work.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, it is.
It sucks. But
unfortunately, it takes something like that to bring the nation back together.
It does. It does. But you know what, Mike, I'm glad I had that experience in a way. I was there to be able to help and do what I did. And again, I thank you for your service. I wish I would have had better parental guidance I think I would have went in the military if I had better parental guidance to kind of direct me in a correct path when I was younger.
The funny thing is my dad didn't want me to.
Really?
Yeah, my dad didn't want me to. My granddad went through some hell during World War II. My uncle went through some hell during Vietnam, and I don't think he wanted that.
Really?
So I kind of went against his wishes Granddad didn't object. My uncle didn't object. But in fact, I'll share something with you guys real quick. So this is hanging up on my gun safe next to me, and it will always hang there because it's a huge reminder. That's Granddad's dog tags from World War II.
Wow.
They hang right next to my dog tags from Iraq.
Oh, you're in Iraq?
Iraqi freedom, Afghanistan, all over the place, man.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, buddy.
Hey, like I said, that's one job that if they told me tomorrow, hey, we're calling you back up, I'd go. But, with my back and my knees and everything, that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Mike.
Yeah, buddy.
Like I said, and I think about it, I've been all over the world a couple times over with flying around with the Air Force and stuff and protecting different airplanes and stuff. I would have never got to travel like that if I wasn't in the military.
Yeah.
I've seen Paris. I've seen, I flew over the Sphinx and the pyramids in a helicopter one time in Egypt. I mean, how many people can say they flew over that in a helicopter?
Yeah.
One night we were coming into Rome, and I don't know if you guys know it, but at night they light up the Colosseum from the inside, and the shafts of light just come out through the arches. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like, wish I had a camera and you could see it from the air,
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool.
The B-2 stealth bombers when I was in. So I've got to be up close and personal with them things. The bombing campaign they did over Christmas of 2005, where they dropped all the bombs on Iraq. They dropped like 150 to 200 bombs in space of just a few hours. I actually protected the planes that were getting ready to take off and go do that bombing campaign. So, I mean, I got to experience stuff that if I hadn't have done that, I'd have never got to be a part of.
Wow.
So,
I still remember watching it on TV that night. It was a couple nights, yeah.
That night that they were doing that, I was pretty much up and on flight line the entire time. Literally, they had B-52s all staggered, ready to take off, and they were just one right after the other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris hope need help. Chris hope need help. You keep calling me here, little buddy. I'm gonna whoop his ass one of these days.
Hey Chris, come on in, man. Hold on, I'll send you a link if you're still up and around.
Hey Ron, even if it's gonna be like on my other lifetime, I'm gonna whoop his ass one of these days.
Let me know how that works out for you, buddy.
Yeah, I want to know how well that works.
Hey Ron, even if it's gonna be like on Ron, please bring it, little buddy. Hell no, I don't want to bring it. You crazy.
That's your
Come
boy.
on, Adrian.
Just hope that's your boy, man.
He talking about be like a duck on a June bug. You son of a gun.
I would that would be like a pay-per-view, dude.
Nah, Mike, what would you even eye on? Come on now, you see how, dude, first of all, Chris is from Texas. That motherfucker's crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, where do you think I'm from? I know this already.
This dude is a hardcore freaking cowboy. I'm not fucking with Chris. A matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I will make it fair. I will fight Chris on the one condition, and I hope he can hear me. He have to let me shoot him at least 4 times. After I shoot it 4 times, then I will make it fair. It's gonna be one here, both legs, one. I forgot one in the chest. That will make it fair. Then I will literally fight him. Other than that, I'm not doing it. No, fuck no. I can't.
You know what? We're gonna let Chris come on and say it himself.
That's crazy. I'll let you shoot me 5. Joe, You son of a bitch. You crazy bastard. You see what I mean, Ron? Ron, are you paying attention, Ron?
I see that.
You
okay. Now answer this for me. What crazy bastard will actually agree with that?
Chris.
Exactly. That's why I don't fuck with him. Forget it, Chris. You know what? Scratch it. Don't worry about it, buddy. No, bring it in. Come on now, bring it in. You can't find nobody that says that. Bring it in. It's not fair. Please do me a favor. Do me a favor.
You better get you a high-powered rifle and some hollow points or core locks or something.
Do me a favor, Chris. Don't be like Mr. Do the run that travel 10,000 miles just to scare the hell out of a goddamn polo sales guy.
Next thing you know, you go hear a knock on your door. Dude,
can you imagine that you on your house eating dinner and this bastard shows up in your house that traveled 10,000 miles and you like, can I help you? You be like, yeah, by the way, can I have some? You sitting down on the little table dinner, having dinner with the family. Oh, by the way, I gotta be honest with you.
Chris said, I didn't order a pizza.
You know what? Now that you changed the subject, I got a question for you. Then I have to go. Chris. No. I mean, Ron. Be honest. When that goddamn pizza guy knocked on your door, what was going through your head? No, for it, be honest. What was going through your head?
Honestly, when the pizza, I was sitting here. Nancy was out in the living room, and she said, "There's somebody at the door." I'm like, "Who the hell's knocking on my door at 9:30 at night?" So I go out there, and it's the pizza delivery dude, and he goes, "Yeah, I got your large pizza," and I'm like, "Well, fuck, dude, I already got that 2 hours ago." And I'm sitting there, all I could think about right away was the retard I talked to on the phone. And I called this guy. He's like, "Oh, yeah, Pizza Hut. Can I help you?" You know, when I called him like 3 or 4 hours ago, and I had to walk him through the whole process. And then he was like, "Well, thank you very much." I said, "Dude, would you like my address?" "Oh, yeah, that might help." "Yeah, shithead." You know. So
there we go.
I'm thinking this retard reordered me a second pizza.
Because
so when I come back in here to you guys, like, "Ron, who was at your door?" "Yeah, the pizza guy. I sent him away." "What the fuck you do that for, you jackass? We sent you that pizza."
So you have to call him back.
Yeah. When Chris got on the phone, said, "Yeah, my buddy's a retard and he sent you guys away." And
the thing is that I know Chris Hope is laughing his ass off.
Oh, he
is.
It's how Chris Hope took the time to Google the goddamn pizza place to have
half a mile down the street from me. He goes, "I don't know how much." He goes, "I don't know how much this damn pizza cost me, but god damn it, it was funny."
They said you're gonna be gun shy on Friday nights from now on, Adrian.
I'm not fucking with Chris.
Friday nights from now. Yes.
That dude is crazy. I'm not messing
Dude,
with
even after 5 shots, I bet he could still whoop you.
I'm just saying.
You don't mess with those boys from Texas.
If you look at it, just look at this goddamn ball spot right here. That shit is built like a freaking Ford Tough right here. One headbutt, I'm done. I'm not messing with that dude. I'm not. Chris,
hey, by the way, Ron, my buddy just sent me a picture of a 6-point he just killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, and of course, that was the night I parked half a mile away from my stand.
Of course. Yeah.
Never fails.
Ron will be gun shy on Fridays from now on. Yeah. Like I'll be sitting there watching, like, all right, what are you guys up to?
Well, that's like what was it? Last night? Yeah, last night on Adrian's stream, they kept playing that sound effect, and Adrian didn't know who was doing it.
The harmonica.
We all had it.
Cause you guys are jackasses. I could not tell who the fuck is doing it. Cause Ron looks suspicious. Tim Jackson always looks suspicious because Tim always up to no fucking good. Tim is a jackass. This guy is funny as hell. And then Chris Hope also looked suspicious. But damn it, the one that I never thought it would actually do would be you, Mike. For some reason, I honestly thought you would not be doing it.
Did you do it, Mike?
No.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't realize we all had it.
Adrian's always gun shy. That's why.
Guess where it is? It's right here, right next to me.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mine's out the counter. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to grab mine off the counter. I got something a little bigger for you tonight.
Yeah. I hope the hell I don't get stopped by the cops in the morning when I go to work. Because I'm going to work in the morning for one day, and then I leave from there to go straight to Wyoming. I have my 223 rifle. I have my 7 mag rifle, long distance, high powered rifle, and I have my 40. So there'll be 3 guns in the car. I get pulled over, and I can wait for the officer to say, "Sir, do you have any weapons in the car?" Well, as a matter of fact, I do several.
Yeah. There you go, Adrian. We up the game.
Mike, check this out. I got 2 of those. I got the Glock 40 and I got the Smith & Wesson 9mm. I got them both.
Oh, you got both of them?
I got both. Run? Yep. That's a Celtic carbine. It's a Celtic carbine that folds in half. Yep. I got 2. They call Keltec Sub 2000.
Yep. Sub 2000. Best gun ever.
Ron, that ugly piece of junk. Ron, I call those ugly pieces of junk, but believe me, the accuracy in them goddamn things are amazing. Right off the box.
So I opened this thing up, took it straight to the gun range, put 120 rounds into the target. You could have thrown a cat through the hole.
See, I suck at pistols, but long range, I tell people 500 yards, you're not safe. Don't run. Why die tired?
Hey, that was our motto in Iraq.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, the one guy asked the sniper, he said, what do you feel when you shoot one of them? He said, recoil.
Yeah, recoil. Yeah.
Ron, that's one of the reasons why one of these days, man, I hope it will probably be sooner than later. I could just come over there and just visit you, man. I mean, the farthest I've ever taken a shot is 100 yards.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah, that's the farthest shot I've ever taken, and it was actually with my Mossberg 243 that I have is like a bolt action rifle.
Hold on, you got a Mossberg 243 too?
Yes.
Camo pattern?
No, mine is black on black.
Okay, we got the camo pattern version.
Yeah. I have a 22 243. It's a 243 case, neck down to a 22 caliber bullet. So it's neck down to a 224 22 caliber bullet.
Give me a second. I got something to show Ron.
But anyway, Ron, like one of these days, man, we have to get together out there where you at. Because when it comes to sighting in and taking like a long range shot, man, that's always been like one of my things that I've always wanted to freaking do. What the hell is that?
It's a pump action. Can you guess what this is, Ron? Let me see. I'll drop the mag on it real quick.
Oh, okay. That's
you know what it is yet?
Is that a Mossberg?
No. Well before Mossberg. It was made in about 1962.
Winchester Model 12?
Nope, this is a Remington 660.
Wow.
Pump action 30-06.
They don't even make those bad boys anymore.
No. My favorite thing to say about this gun is, what's scarier than hearing a 12 gauge rack? Hearing a rack and realizing it's a 30-06.
Yeah. What I thought.
What I thought. You
Just think about this. You hear that gun rack and you're going to think that that it's a 12 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't a 12 gauge. You got rifle rounds coming your way.
See, I've never heard of a pump action rifle like that. Never in my life.
Some of the guns, Stacy's found some really cool guns at like pawn shops.
Mm-hmm. She
had, and this pisses me off till today, she had an original Japanese Asagwa with the chrysanthemum still stamped on it.
Really?
Yes. You know how much that gun was worth?
Come on.
Small damn fortune. Over $10,000.
I bet.
And her ex, when they split up, he hit it.
That sounds like a badass freaking gun.
Yeah.
Dude, whoa! Now that scope.
This is my beast.
What's the power on that scope, Ron?
This is a 12 by 42.
Okay.
This is
what caliber?
5 by 284 Norma. This is the one that I don't shoot unless you're 500 yards and above.
Yeah.
How's the recoil on that one, Ron?
There isn't one.
Really?
What was the caliber again, Ron?
6.5 by 284 Norma.
Oh, you got it ported?
Yeah.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
Well, that would help.
Yeah, this is my reach out and touch me gun.
I got a question.
You don't do that with that.
Hey, I got a question for you, Ron. On my 243 Mossberg bolt action, if I put a muzzle brake, will it help with the recoil? Now that the recoil is bad on that one, will it help?
Oh, absolutely. But it makes it loud as shit, but it breaks on the reason this is not a kick me gun, but this particular gun and scope weighs 35 pounds.
Mm-hmm. That weight helps.
The reason why I have it has a 3-inch forend. If you notice, on it. The reason I have it that way is when I'm shooting prairie dogs at 1,000 yards, I don't want that gun to move. When I'm looking through the scope, when I want to see my impact, so I know how to compensate from there.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. You can see. I had a graphic artist paint this. It's hard to hold up because it's so fucking heavy. But
holy shit!
He painted this gun for me.
Dude, the freaking paint job is like glossy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is freaking sick, dude.
Yeah. And then this side, this whole forend is lined with lead to make it heavy. And then this side, he has a hawk coming in on a prairie dog town.
That's amazing, man.
Damn, that is nice.
But I said, I don't break this gun out unless it's 500 yards and above. That's why I tell you, short distance, you're going to get me. I go into stealth mode. I'll catch you at 1,000 yards and above. You won't see me. You won't hear me.
So that's your reach out and touch me. This is mine.
Yeah.
This is 300 Win Mag.
Oh, yeah. That's what my hunter just shot that antelope with 2 days ago.
Yeah, this is my reach out and touch me. I got a bipod up, snap down bipod on the front end. The scope I have on here right now is a cheaper one. It's a Cross Point.
Right.
But it's I think 64 by 25 or something like that. Whatever the highest one that Cross Point makes.
Right.
And I just needed something to throw on real quick, so that's what I threw on. The cool point about the Cross Point is you can adjust the zero on it.
Right.
So you can crank down the 0 to like 10 yards and crank it all the way out to 350.
Let me show you my short range pistol. I get this big fat pig back.
That thing is nice, Ron.
It is, man. I love it.
Yeah, I know we're way off topic of drones tonight, but okay, Chris. Hope you enjoyed hanging out for a few minutes.
Shit.
Oh
shit.
Hell.
It's my 44 Magnum Super Red Hawk.
With a damn scope on it.
Oh yeah. 100 yards. This thing is deadly.
Oh, I bet.
Yep.
Here's my baby.
Oh yeah.
This one's made by Para Ordnance. It was out of Florida.
Right.
The Para Ordnance made this one with some kind of you have a good night, Jim's droning. Made it with an aircraft titanium.
Right.
So there is no weight to it until you put that double stack mag in it. So you know how most 1911s just have your regular single stack mag?
Right.
Mine's a double.
Love
So
it.
14 plus 1.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Adrian went to go find one of his toys because he didn't want to feel left out.
Yeah. I actually, nice thing about this is
Oh, he came back with a cup. Never mind.
I actually let my girlfriend shoot this once with a 300 grain bullet. She was actually kneeling. She was squatting down and she was pointing it. It's funny as shit to watch. I watched
Did
her
she scope
shoot it.
the hell out of herself?
Yeah, no, she fell over.
Oh,
It
snap.
knocked her over with. If you put a like the 200 grain, 225 grain bullet in there, it's not bad, but the 300 is snotty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
See, Adrian, this is what you need me to do to yours.
Why?
See the paint job on there?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's custom. I did that myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And as you can see,
I hate you.
GFO.
You're so fucking badass. That shit look badass.
And the funny thing is,
I don't like you right now, man. Hey, one of these days, man, I'm going to come down to Georgia so we could get together, man.
hell yeah. Just say when, bro. The cool thing is there's another one above it that's painted the same way with a scope on top. That's Stacy's.
Now, Ron, now you're showing out, Ron.
This is my 22 243. This is the 243 neck down to a 22 caliber bullet. This is also another 1,000-yard gun.
22 caliber, really?
Yeah, and I have a 4-ounce trigger on it. Oh, you breathe.
That one, the 300 Win Mag is about 3.5 to 4 ounces, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. You barely brush that thing, and it's sending.
Mm-hmm. This is the one where I just let you go ahead, keep running. Hold on, I'm gonna drink a beer while you're running.
So what scope you have on that one?
This
Or is that just the hood on there?
Night Force 12 to 42.
Is that a hood on the end of it?
Yep, and it has a lighted reticle too.
Oh, nice. The Crosspoint has a lighted reticle.
Mm-hmm.
Nikon.
Don't fuck with me. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I don't even know why I thought that I had some cool toys, but Ron, you got me beat with those right there. Holy crap!
This ain't it. I've got 3 others. I said I suck at short range pistol, but long range, I'm gonna get you.
See the scope on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at the front of this, and I'm gonna put it up to the camera and see if you can see how you can see through that.
Yeah.
Okay. See how you can't see through it now?
Yeah. What?
It's got a honeycomb inside there.
Okay.
Cuts down, no glint off the scope.
Ron, that's pretty bad, man.
You will never see a glint off this scope ever.
Like you won't see the glare.
The sun could be directly in this scope and you won't see it.
What scope is that, Mike?
This is the Nikon M223.
Okay.
When this thing first came out, it was like as much as the gun.
Yeah.
And then the mounts for this thing were like $90 just for the mounts, because it's a one-piece mount that goes across. It just has the 2 rings on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Ron, how did you get that to be chambered in 22 caliber?
Gunsmith. I used a gunsmith in Nebraska. He built 2 different guns for me to my specs.
So that's basically the same gun. You just basically changed it from whatever caliber it was to a 22.
Yeah, it's I said it's a 243 case, but it's neck down to a 22 caliber. So in other words, anything in the 22 caliber, which is a .224 caliber bullet, I can run I usually run a 75 to a 100 grain bullet out of this. But like I said, it's phenomenal out to 1,000 yards and above.
How much powder goes in that? Just same as a 243?
I use about 70 to 80 grains of powder. I'm trying to remember which 2 powders. There's 2 different powders I use with this one. But around
now you have to reload all that yourself, right?
Yeah, this is a Wildcat. So everything I got my own dyes and everything. Yeah. So this is my guns.
So you can basically use 243 brass almost.
Yeah.
Or do you have to have a special brass?
Yeah.
You sick bastard.
I use Lapua brass in both those 2 guns, those 2 rifles. Yeah.
Lapua makes some decent brass.
It's more expensive, but more
worth it. Yeah. You know, and that's like I always say, you know, if I'm going to go range out and I have to take a shot on long range, I don't want one of those ARs up there. I want a bolt action.
Yeah. This is a right bolt, left port action. This is a Remington target action. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a beast. So,
Ron, again, like I said, and I mean this, man, for real. I'm gonna have to come and see you, man. We're gonna have to. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I have got to go over there.
We'll have some fun, buddy. We'll blow some shit up.
Like I said, though.
I tell you what, Adrian.
Right behind my house, I have a little range that I made, you know, myself.
Good night, Chris.
And then some guys he went ahead and cut down some trees for me, and they say, "Hey, man, I know that you have a little shooting range. Would you like me to build up your little, you know, backstop?" I said, "Hell yeah!" So he built it up about a good 4 feet, you know, tall. And I've taken like some fire extinguisher and just blow them to pieces, you know, with my 5.56, just to see, you know, like when you shoot it, just to see the goddamn pressurized, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck is the right name of that thing that comes out?
The powder?
Yeah, whatever. There you go. We use powder. But anyway, on my job, they call it something else. Just to see that crap, when I pop them in, just to see that crap just come out, such a high power, it's freaking amazing. Imagine hunting with your crazy ass out there, man. Just
hey, propane tanks are fun too.
I can't do no freaking propane tank, dude. My house is literally right there. I will blow this shit up. No.
It won't catch on fire. It'll blow.
I'm not listening to you. Hell no. Crazy bastard.
Bro, I'm talking from experience.
Dude, I got a freaking mobile home. This shit is like a fucking matchstick. It will right away. What are you talking about?
I tell you what. We'll figure it out one day. You, me, and Stacy, we'll go visit Ron. We'll bring our firepower. You bring your firepower. We'll meet up. We'll meet up with Ron. And when I get there, we'll have to do a little digging, Ron. But I'll show you what really makes a boom.
Listen, there's four caliber guns that I want to take over there. My 243 Mossberg, my AR-10 Chamberlain 308. I want to take my AR-15, and I want to take my Kel-Tec 9mm over there because I want to put a scope on my Kel-Tec. I haven't really found the one that I like yet, but those are the ones that I want to take over there so I could do some long range shooting.
Honestly, I wouldn't even waste my money putting a scope on the Kel-Tec sub.
I don't know, man. I want to trick that thing out so good.
It's 9mm.
Good.
Honestly, the best thing I would suggest for you to do is put a red dot on it.
Ron, don't do it now, Ron. I'm not even there. What you doing?
He's zeroing in on the three amigos hanging on the wall.
Hey, I'm excited about this series of videos that I'm going to make, man.
Honestly, man, look, I am too.
Excited, but I'm ready. I'm a little pumped about doing this, man. I am.
I am too. You know why? Because I want to see how it works so I can use it on mine.
And you know what? You're not the only one. I've had a lot of people, including Jim and Jim, even Ron, been begging me to do the goddamn test range test when it comes to the Yagi antennas and the booster to see how it works. Even he has.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see you do that.
I'm gonna. Hey, Ron.
Oh damn, he's bringing out more. He's gonna make us so freaking jealous.
No, but see, you know what he want me to do? He want me to open my goddamn save, but I'm not going to because when I get crazy, I want to take everything out. I'm not going to take too much fucking work for me to put it back together.
Hey, Adrian, I got one sitting over in the closet that is so old it doesn't even have a serial number on it.
Ron, what do you have there now?
This is the one I'm kind of afraid to take out because how pretty it is now. The Mossy Oak comes to my boss where I work, and they film outdoor shows there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and the one lead guy, I was talking to him one day, and I said, you know, this gun was actually in a laminate stock. Well, he said they have this process called dipping, and it's where they do this process, but they
hydro dip
painted this gun. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's really.
Do you know how they do that process?
They did a beautiful job. This is my 7 mag.
No.
This is my my Husqvarna scope. This is the one that I took out last Thursday just to confirm that everything was on. But this is what they call a range finding scope, and your gun has to be 1.5 inches high at 100 yards bench rest. You have to be dead on at 2, and when you're dead on at 2, you have to be within a 1/2 inch group. Then with that, if you have an animal at 350, matter of fact, I took it out the other day at the long distance range at 350, 450, and 550. And all you do is dial in the range, put the crosshairs right on the target.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Pull the trigger. There's no guessing. There's no estimating. There's no holdover.
Now, I don't even want to know how much you pay for that scope.
How does that work? How the fuck does that work? Like how?
Basically, Adrian, it works almost the same as my scope.
When you buy the scope, they ask you what gun you're putting it on, what caliber, what is your ballistic coefficient. They want to know the velocity, and they want to know the altitude of your hunting in, and then they build the turrets specifically for all those parameters.
Are you serious?
So yeah. So like I've had hunters I had one last year. The guy had never shot over 200 yards in his life. And we had an antelope at 570 yards. And dude, I'm taking my gun. We snuck up the mountain or snuck up through the pasture and put him on a sandbag, dialed it in for 570. And I said, aim dead center in the kill zone on that animal. He pulled the trigger. We killed it. We got up there. He goes, holy fuck, that's right where I aimed. I'm like, I told you. Yeah, this is the other one where don't mess with me. 1,000 yards, 1,500 yards.
You know what?
You're not going to
live. As long as you got good glass, you're good to go.
Yeah. All I got to do is dial you in. You're done. Don't fuck with me, Adrian.
I never will. You crazy bastard. I never will.
What's your longest shot, Ron?
All this time, you never knew.
Ron, what's your longest?
1330 on a 9-inch prairie dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Second shot. First shot, I missed him by 2 inches. Second shot, I whaled him. Yeah, that was actually with the 2 guns ago. I showed you my 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
And
longest.
My 22-250, I got one at 1130.
My longest is about 1550.
Really?
Barrett M82 50 cal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Military capabilities.
Yeah. But yeah. Another they ported it for me. Glass bedded. It's good to go.
That glass bedding makes a difference too.
Huge. Yeah. You're drooling, Adrian. Stop that.
Oh, trust me, I am too. That's a sweet piece right there.
Anyway, Ron, I don't know if you watched my last video, but remember when I was talking about the Yagi antennas and you told me to try them out?
Yeah.
I finally decided that I'm going to do it. So the video that I posted is kind of like a little preview of the series of range tests that I'm going to do using several of my drones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use...
This is what I was telling you about earlier, Ron.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of range tests without the antenna boosters, number one. Then I'm going to use these antenna boosters right here, and then I'm going to use the Yagis right here. And since I'm learning a little bit more about, editing, I'm going to add numbers, you know what I mean, and stuff on my video. Mike, don't laugh at me, dude. I'm still learning, goddammit. You crazy bastard.
Did you see his live stream last night, Ron?
Yeah.
Were you there for the one comment he actually cut me off on?
I missed that part.
He actually dropped me backstage because I told him we were talking about Adrian's weaknesses, and someone said flying the drone. I was like, actually, as two, flying and editing.
So, like I was saying, Ron, before I was really interrupted. So, yeah, I'm going to try them out because I know you were really adamant about knowing about these because you want to use them yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to go ahead and do it.
I'm totally curious myself because I need to, because like I was telling Ron earlier, mine's dropping signal for some reason. So
I've seen a lot of people use no antenna boosters on it. Then they use these. It help a little bit. But when they drop these right here, dude, like the signal immediately comes back up. So I'm curious to see if this shit really works.
Yeah,
I already don't even see what's the hype about this, right? Because it's only like a little metal tube in right there, and then you know what I mean? That's all
it is. Okay, from my knowledge of electronics and signal, basically the signal should hit those tubes and help amplify it. That's what I'd be thinking.
That's what I read too. So hopefully it does work. But anyway, I'm gonna, if the weather allows me, I'm gonna try to do my first one tomorrow, Friday, after work. Then I'm gonna try to do another one. I'll probably do 1 or 2. That way I could have some more content, you know what I mean, to post later. Well, because I want to do it do one today, for example, one tomorrow, then another one. That way I could have, you know what I mean, update you guys on what I'm doing. So again, I'm going to use the Mini, the Spark, the Mavic A1, the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom.
Okay.
Ron, did you ever find the Mavic 2 Pro? The Mavic that you crashed, did you ever get it?
No.
Are you even trying? You pretty much let it go.
It's too treacherous to go up there.
Yeah, we had talked about that on that one live stream. Yeah, that was so dangerous. I mean, unless you had several people, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I know you do a lot of outdoors and stuff. I do a lot of rock climbing and stuff like that. And unless you have a good safety system with rigging, I wouldn't even attempt it, brother.
It took me 2 hours to go 100 yards.
Now, that was because of the brush and the elevation, right?
Yeah. It was bad. I'm like, you know what? Matter of fact, I was talking to Ken Dobo, because he had actually helped me try to learn with the smart controller how to, because on the smart controller, it doesn't have the Find My Drone built into that like the regular controllers do.
Yeah.
But he kind of helped me walk through and get me into finding the damn thing. And I know where it's at. I know right where it's at, but I'll tell you, even if I get up there, it would be a freaking needle in a haystack.
Coming down.
So thick.
Remember when I told you, I said it'd be real easy if I was there?
Mm-hmm.
I've got all the gear.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hell, come on out, dude.
Trust me, when I say I'm rock climbing ready,
come on out.
Carabiners, Ascenders, rescue. See, this is my favorite one to use. You can't really see it because see how it's got the ears on there?
You're looking at it. We see it.
The ears on there is what keeps the rope from going back over top of itself and locking you in. So the rope can never flip back on itself and lock you in place.
At the very least, I bet you I could. You know what? I wonder if that battery's still. I know the SD card is probably still good.
Yeah.
At the very least.
But then again, Ron, I don't know if it's been raining, storming.
Oh, it's
so that drone will probably. It probably will still work, but that battery, I think the battery is fucked. I don't know.
Oh, with the heat alone, that battery's probably fucked.
But the SD card, I don't know, the camera, for parts, it might be good. Like, hell, I had a ND32 on there. I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
But I sat there and wondered, like, okay, is it worth, a 2-month stay in the hospital climbing them?
Well,
no.
If you think about it.
Not unless you got somebody that's really experienced with climbing.
Yeah.
And that's like you get some of these young guys that go out there, oh, I can climb. And then you see some of the rigging they take out there and some of the ropes they take out there. And you're just like, you trust your life on that rope?
Yeah.
I mean, when I buy a rope, hold on, I'll show you one of the ropes I got. I don't know where that rope is. It's in the closet, but it's a huge spool of rope. And this rope is probably, it's huge. It's big diameter and it's multiple tensils inside there. So, you got to have a good rope to back up all the rest of the equipment you got. And then, you got a lot of these guys just buying any old thing that doesn't have a KN rating on it. So you put any kind of weight and spring on that carabiner, it's going to pop.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, I better pop out. I got to get up at 3 a.m. to go to work.
All righty, man.
Yeah.
Great chatting with you.
Yeah.
I got to go too, man. Brother, damn it. Brother Ron, I finally let it out. I'm sorry. Hey, man, good to see you again. Big Mike, sorry that it took so long, man, but I mean,
it's all good.
Kind of, you know what I mean, getting to know more people, do a little bit, networking or whatever, you know what I mean? It's always good to,
exactly.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, little razzle dazzle, you know what I mean? Exactly.
But like I said, guys, we're going to start doing this every Thursday.
By the way, starting immediately, this shit right here is mine. Don't copy my style. Do something else. You see that? That's mine right there. You see how quick that? You see that crate there? Exactly. That's mine right there. It's a patent. It's a work in process.
Here's the thing. You're pulling up 22s. I'm pulling up freaking,
so like I said,
on Desert Eagles.
Right here.
9s and 45s, yeah.
See how rude he is, Ron? Like I said, this is mine. Don't do it. So you stay with your 40, you stay with your 45. I'll take my little 22. I'm good.
I'm gonna bring out my 7 mag. Yeah.
Ron, what you need them double stack 45s with the 2 barrels on each.
Yeah.
Where you're dropping 4 rounds down each time.
Crazy bastard. Anyway, good night, fellas. See you later, man.
Alrighty.
Hey, you gonna be at Matt tomorrow?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, as long as work don't interfere.
What about you, Big Mike?
I've got work 2 to 10.
Oh, never mind. You're not gonna.
So I'll be in chat room.
Oh, okay. 10-4. All right, fellas. Have a good night, man. See you later.
All right. Sign out. Bye-bye. Take care, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, Ron. You have a good night, man. You have a good week.
All right, buddy. You too. All right. Bye-bye.
See ya. All right, guys. I know we got off to a little bit of a slow start, but I want to thank everybody that came in, that spent some time. Artco, Ron, Adrian, Chris in chat, Jim's droning. I know it's kind of not my normal night, but this is going to be my normal night from now on due to work schedule. So as always, everybody have a great week. And as always, God bless America, and y'all have a good night.